So, I was playing hide and seek with the kids the other day and I was thinking of the king of this game.
Where are you?
Here. And then I remembered that I never actually showed you how to draw this guy properly. So welcome to my how to draw the Batman tutorial. Easy and step by step. Just follow my instructions and you will come up with a great drawing, even if you're a beginner. My name is Dr. Rocker and if you like comic book drawings, you should consider subscribing to this channel because it's free and it's awesome. So, take out the pencil and a piece of paper. Cause now it's time to draw! The first step is the most important one, the underdrawing. It needs to be done properly and correct, cause the whole drawing will build on this one and every mistake will show. Which means you really need to take your time with this. To make sure you can follow along properly, I will only speed this up just a little bit. If I go too fast, pause the video and catch up. I will keep this as simple as possible. You only need to get these shapes right and your drawing will look decent. Make sure to place everything where I do. Focus on the length of the arms, chest and legs. For the first round of underdrawing, which is basically a gesture drawing, try to hold your pencil very loosely. Here I realized that the line of the chest muscle is a little bit too up high, so I corrected that real quick. Here we define the neck and the place where the head should sit. For the pencil I would recommend to use a very hard one, by the way. I'm using a 2H pencil and the paper I'm using is Strathmore 200 series, also a very good paper. Doesn't have to be Strathmore though, you can use whatever brand you like. But I would still recommend to stick with Bristol because it has a very smooth surface and usually takes it very well to be erased on quite some times, and that's what we will need. Now we are done with the main gesture drawing, which means we can lighten down everything and go in a little bit more detailed. Cause once the gesture drawing is good enough, we can start to put on some muscles and define all of those. Here you can see where the shoulder connects with the chest. That's the tricep back there, and the bicep is also at the same connection point where the shoulder meets the chest. That's how we define the forearm, but more of that later, and now we will draw the first hand. As you can see, the thumb sits directly on the ball-shaped thumb muscle. And the fingers of the closed fist can be drawn on a block divided by 4. Every now and then I'm cleaning up a little so it won't get too messy. I will only define the collarbone really quick because Batman will get a cape and then it will not be seen properly anyway. He gets quite broad shoulders, but that's okay cause it's the Batman! And now I will zoom in a little bit so I can show you properly how I draw the ribs. Just follow my shapes and let them come out of the first abdominal muscle, the big one. And since he is not facing us directly, these shapes on the left side of the Batman are a little bit more narrow than on the other side. The navel is between the second and the third abdominal muscle. I also like to draw an extra muscle connected to the second abdominal muscle, connecting to the ribs. We are also defining the hips and the large muscle on the back. The hips are connected to the leg, of course. And now we will adjust the left arm. You can skip ahead and do this and that, whatever you feel doing first, that's totally okay. As long as the overall picture comes together nicely. The left hand, basically the same position as the other one. That's the most easy fist I know, but it really looks awesome, so stick with that. You can use that in so many drawings. Now I make sure that the head has the actual right size he needs for the body. Fixing the chest muscle a little bit. And now I'm using my favorite patterns for the inner forearm. This might not be very atomical correct, but I really like the look and that's what it's all about. It needs to look cool. You can't go totally nuts, but you don't have to stick to every anatomical correct muscle. That's just not necessary. As long as the overall shape is working, you're good. Now you just need to follow my shapes for the leg muscles. They are basically all formed like stretched footballs. Just connect them at the right points and they will look super duper cool. When you do the other leg, make sure to compare the length of all the muscles. Like I said, they don't need to be totally anatomically correct, but if one leg has different muscles than the other one, that's a no-go. That would just make your drawing look funny. And that's not what we are here for, we're going for cool! And make sure to copy the muscles I do around the knee exactly like I do, because they are killer. Also to be seen right here, that's what I mean. And here we define where the utility belt from Batman will be. And that's where unfortunately my camera overheated and just stopped filming and I didn't recognize. But it was just a few minutes. So what you've missed is the utility belt, but you will see that later, it's quite simple, and also the cape from Batman. But you will be able to see that later on good enough, I dare say. Plus, I will post the finished underdrawing on my Instagram account, so you can use it as reference, which I would highly recommend, because that's the best way to do a decent drawing. So, if you want to do that really properly, you watch this video, then you check out the reference on Instagram, maybe print it out even, start the video and draw along with me. Every time it goes too fast, you pause the video and try to catch up. Now I'm cleaning up everything again, which I really highly recommend, because it's so much easier when you do that. And here you can see the patterns from the cape again. For that you basically repeat the same shape over and over again. Just make some nice folds and that's it. They end in the collarbone. And the last thing I'm doing here for the underdrawing is to redefine the bicep from the right arm a little bit. The most important step is done, so time for a drink. It's hot outside, so the best way to drink this is...
Nice go.
Cheers! Okay, back to the drawing. All we need to do now are some final details for the underdrawing. Draw a line to define where the spikes from Batman's forearm will end. Then you draw them in and do the same thing on the other arm. And with drawing the knuckles, we put the fist in the right angle. And we also do this on both sides, of course. As I just mentioned, the most important step is done and your drawing should look like this one. You can check for some common mistakes like the head. One time down should be the chest line, another line down should be the navel, and another line down should be the crotch. Should be a little bit more than that. So make sure that when you measure the head 3 times down, that there is a little bit of place left for the crotch area. And since we are talking about the crotch right here, this should also be the line of the end of the arms. And since Batman is not facing us directly, but in an angle slightly to this side, you should make sure that from the middle, from the chest to the shoulder, the space should be a little bit more than on this side. Okay guys, and the next thing we will do are the strong blacks, so take out your pencil again and let's continue right away. I will speed up this process quite a bit, because watching someone draw in the strong blacks by pencil in real time, that's just boring. What's very important to know here is that the light source is coming from the upper left side. So every shape will have a core shadow on the downside on the right. And when the shape or the muscle is big enough, it will also throw a shadow, which is called a cast shadow, on the surrounding muscles. Cause let's face it, it's all muscles around here. But if you want to learn how to shade a comic book character properly, then check out my so-called How to Shade a Comic Book Character video. In this one I tell you everything you need to know about shading a comic book character. All the shadow types and how they behave and interact with each other. I even broke down a whole character in simple shapes, so you really have a great understanding on how the shapes produce different shadings. Very interesting video, check it out. But here you just have to follow my lead and do the same shadings I do right here. And just through watching me defining all those shadows right here, you will get a better understanding on how it's done. And for redrawing purposes, I will also take a picture when the black work is done and post it on Instagram as well, so you can use that for reference step by step as well. We are using a lot of strong blacks in this drawing because we want the drawing to look very dramatic, because it's the Batman. And there's a reason why he's called the Dark Knight. When it comes to strong blacks, you will learn that the 2H pencil really is a great choice, because it's so hard that there's almost no smudging. And if you want these black areas to be extra smooth, you can use a blending stick and blend them a bit. But make sure to stay only in the black area, because for the actual shadings we will use cross-hatching lines, of course. And if you are doing this drawing in inks, you can just mark an area with an X and then blacken it out later with a big brush. But if you should be uncertain if the whole area should be in black, please check it out with the pencil first, so to prevent mistakes, because the pencil you can erase. And since we've done the black work already, we only have to do the line weight where it's really necessary. And so we are done with the strong blacks and the line weight. It is starting to look like a decent drawing. But now we need some details, and I'm not talking about hatching and cross-hatching yet. First we need to do some veins and folds from the clothing. For folds in the clothing we will just do some lines like this. It's all pencil, so we can erase everything we need afterwards. The light is coming from above, so I will erase everything above our fold. Just like that. If you only have a bigger eraser, it's no problem at all. If you erase too much, just redraw everything you need. And since every one of these folds is casting a shadow as well, I will do some small shadows like this. And there will be no line up here. We are only drawing the shadow of the fold. That's all we are doing here. And even this is broken up every now and then. This fold is a little bit too big, so I also have to redraw this right here. And just like that we produce some nice and neat folds. We will also do some of those right here, on both of the legs and on the other arm, of course. Draw very straight lines for these small folds. And when you want to do veins, it's the same thing actually. Like the big vein I always draw here on the bicep. Then you can erase a little bit in the dark areas and the blackened areas. And voila! There you have a perfect vein. Just a shadow of the vein. That's how it goes, people. We will also do a little bit of a vein right here. It's also a very cool one. If you want to, you could also do a lot of veins right here on the forearm. That's always very nice, and you can also do some folds right here, but it's too dark in this case, I would suppose. But you can go nuts if you want to, but I will keep it like this. Which means all we have to do now is to hatch this thing properly. So let's get back to the pencil right away. When I'm hatching, I always start with the feet or some areas that are not that important. This way you can get in the flow you need for do proper hatching without messing up something that you want look pretty cool. And don't get me wrong, feet are important as well, of course, and you want them to look pretty good as well. But in a normal drawing, they will certainly not get the attention than all the other body parts. There are a lot of different hatching styles. You can do just hatching or do a lot of cross-hatching. But for this drawing I will try to keep it extra simple, so I will not do too long hatching lines, and I will try not to go overboard with my hatching, which I do way too often anyway. So keep in mind, very often, less is more. But even if there are not so many hatching lines like in this one, you can see it totally makes a difference. And if you're interested in hatching, there's also a video, of course. It is called How to Render, and it will give you every information you will need on hatching and cross-hatching. But for this drawing, just follow my lead. And when you're done, guys, your Batman should look something like this. Okay people, I hope you enjoyed drawing this with me, the Batman. I hope I was able to show you properly how this drawing is done. Let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed this style of teaching video. And should you also draw this Batman like I just did, feel free to tag me on Instagram or send it to me. I would love to see your work. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and turn on those post notification bells so you won't miss out on any of my future videos. And if you enjoyed this one, the Batman one, then please watch one of these videos. That's where I show you how to draw Deadpool and Spider-Man. Very cool characters as well. I'm sure you like them. And I hope I'm also able to show you how to draw them properly with those. So see you there and have a great day drawing.